Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh, Kwadash, double honor all that's in the apostles of great wisdom who pushing this 100% truth of the gospel, waking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh and salutations to all your sincere Akim that are pushing this gospel in all righteousness and in all sincerity, risking your lives and your freedom to do so. And this will be this will be just a part of the MOTB algorithm. You see it being prepared all over the earth. The world is getting ready to receive its rulers, or rather its king. Which of course, when I say that, I'm talking about the prince of the power of the air. The scripture says, the wicked, the son of perdition, the man of sin. Right? Because this is the algorithm. The slow movement towards the great reset they are seeing happening all over the earth. So this is an article that I read. Central Bank of Nigeria to unveil digital naira this year. And you see all these countries, they are going digital, creating their own cryptocurrencies, alright, being to be used by of course digital means, produced online, the online money, the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and the cryptocurrencies and the like. Now you have nations and countries making their own versions of them, and the reason why this is happening is basically to take away the power which all these other cryptocurrencies have, because the experiment is over. Right, the cryptocurrencies, they worked, they were effective, so effective that to the point where you see the BTC and the other cryptocurrencies, they are moving, they've already made it above the dollar, even to the point where joke meme currencies like Doge, the currencies that were made just for fun, even at a time when they were basically higher than the dollar. Alright, so now the people have so now that he has seen that crypto actually works, digital currencies actually work, they are pulling out of Bitcoin, they are pulling out of all those other cryptocurrencies, and they're starting to invest in what different other different currencies that are controlled by the FED, or rather the Federal Reserve. And we already know who runs the Federal Reserve, so we know what his next plan is. Now you might ask, why would how is digital currency, how is the digital naira or the digital yuan or the other digital currencies that governments are setting up, how is it part of the great reset, how is it part of this new world order? Well, the reason why they are making these currencies digital is so that it can be used as for basically digital payment. In other words, it can be used as payments on the MOTB, which of course you already explained what the MOTB is. Okay, so it can be used as payment on that, the account information and the like, easy payments just with a swipe of the finger, or rather with a swipe of the hands. Alright, and the reason why I'm being so vague because I don't want you to get any ideas, basically, because I can't go into these kind of articles without being shut down by these devils. So what you have now is that every country is developing their own currency, or so it seems. So now but basically this article makes it very clear that the government here in Nigeria is completely given to right? Because this is the last thing that they're expecting to do. First they did the digital ID, and now they're going into digital currency, okay, which so many people that are here in this country don't even know how to use cell phones, don't even have access to 24-hour 24/7 internet, or even have access to, or even are even able to bank or to bank digitally, or even use debit cards in order to in order to spend money. But yet you have them making a digital currency. It's showing you exactly who is in control of the system, and that is none other than the devil himself, Esau Edom. So let's get into this article. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) is to unveil a digital currency, Director of Information Technology Department Rakia Mohammed has disclosed. Mohammed, who made the disclosure at the end of the 306th Bankers Committee meeting, clarified that the digital currency would be accessible to all Nigerians. She said the pilot scheme being carried out in the last 2 years would be unveiled before the end of the year. Central bank digital currencies are electronic versions of fiat money issued by the central banks and backed by the reserves of the issuing countries. And there you have it. You know the you get you if you're watching the video, you should know the rules, right? You know the rules, and so do I. If your country has a central bank, it is being run by the that means your country is basically bought and paid for, owned by the international bankers. All right, it's owned by your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, your that those are your masters, those are your owners right there. All right, and I myself included, of course, because I'm not going to make an exception. You know, we're all owned by these men, by these people. That's why they want to put that MOTB, that charagma in everybody, in order to identify their slaves, you know, in order to know just how many of their slaves because birth certificates aren't as effective as they'd like. All right, the driver's license, the social security number, the ID card, all those things that they use to identify their slaves, their cattle, it isn't as effective as they'd like it to be. So now they're trying to use better methods, which is by these digital, you know, basically by putting everybody on a digital or online database. That's where like I said, this is an algorithm. Then you have other parts to it. You know, you have the 5G, right? You have the, like I said, the charagma, and then this digital currency all coming together to fulfill what is written up in Revelation, the 13th chapter. You know, from the 15th verse on down. And he called it all, both small and great. That no man could buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the number of the beasts and the like. That is basically what this is going into. All right. And if you don't have that, of course that time is coming. It's not yet here, but we know that it will come eventually. All right. And the first step to that is through this digital currency, because that is what will facilitate the buying and the selling. Because pretty soon they want to phase out the paper money, the paper currency. They want to phase out the paper fiat, and they want to create a digital fiat. Because this is exactly how the gold standard. This is the same way the gold standard was removed. All right. First, they started trading with paper, and then they slowly removed the gold standard after they created the FED. And now you are seeing the same thing happen with this electronic and slash digital currency, where people trade convenience for the actual worth of the money, because nobody wanted to be carrying around all that gold. So they decided that the paper was more convenient, and from there, right under their noses, basically, the gold standard was taken away from them. And the same thing is happening in this time. People will trade that convenience for actual worth, and pretty soon you're going to see the paper currency fade out, and everybody wanted to go digital. They wanted to have that simple swipe of the hand and all that. But what we are here to tell you, what we are here to warn you about, is exactly what all this entails. Okay, because it's not just a harmless insertion into your body. Okay, that is the MOTB. What the scriptures call the mark of the beast. Fuck it, if Esau takes down this video, he takes down the video. All right, that's what it's called, the mark of the beast. And if you put that into your right hand, your forehead, or you put that into your body, that is curtains for you. So I'm going to go get this more of this article, then I'll get some presets, and then that will be that. Alright, so now let's video. Let's keep going. I start here. Central bank